All right. So this is so we saw the first 5 yesterday, and we kind of broke out at 5, and then the line broke, and then we came back. We were talking about Alakshmi, and I think it's not a bad idea to just start with Alakshmi today and then end with Lakshmi. So what happened is, so when we talk about Alakshmi, we have discussed during our discussion on Ashtapasha, Ashtalakshmi, we also discussed on Alakshmi. And Alakshmi is anything that is offering us discomfort, anything that is that's making any of our resolve inconvenient, anything that is playing an obstacle, anything that is creating disharmony, conflict, all of this. That which we try to attain to is usually harmony, lack of conflict, peace, satisfaction, fulfillment. This is what we seek. But Alakshmi is something that constantly pulls you on the other side and shows that you are insufficient. You are not complete. You are in conflict. You are not where you want to be. All of this is also the work of Alakshmi, which is why you will see Jeshtham. She'll be referred as Jeshtham in one of the verses today. Jeshtham is Jeshtham Alakshmi. She is the elder sister of Lakshmi. So in a way, if you empower her, she can drive Lakshmi away. She has the ability to drive Lakshmi away easily because she plays that role of the Jeshtha. She's an elder sister. So elder sister, metaphorically speaking, what it means is it's easy for a Lakshmi to enter and stay. It's difficult for Lakshmi to enter and hold her to stay. There is another place where she'll be referred to as Asodhijato Vanaspatisthala. She will Duradharsham. She's difficult to approach. Duradharsham. Gandhadwaram Duradharsham Nityapushtam Karishini. So she's difficult to approach, which means it's difficult to get her grace, easy to get Alakshmi's grace. What it means is, it's possible that Lakshmi, see for example, a lot of people suddenly win a lot of wealth. So Lakshmi comes, but immediately there is a possibility of them falling sick. Alakshmi follows. So the important thing is for Lakshmi to stay. See, what is the point in winning a lottery and spending all that money on medical expenses? And you have no control over this, correct? You have no control. We may feel exhilarated. We find some means and methods to get money, get wealth, whatever ways and means we think appropriate, inappropriate. And then Alakshmi follows him immediately. So Tanga pora edathilala akka vandruvo. So the akka, this elder sister, will follow. But it is our duty to make sure that we hold Lakshmi there so that Alakshmi doesn't come. So drive Alakshmi away. So the important thing is, Cholunga Mama.
ஒருத்தர் சொல்லி கேள்விப்பட்டாங்க. நம்ம லக்ஷ்மி ஸ்லோகம் சொல்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி Saraswati Shloka. First, you need to get that jnanam to retain Lakshmi of the now. Yeah.
Correct. In fact, even the Bijakshara, I think this Bijakshara is okay to be shared. Aim Klim Sauhu. Aim Klim Sauhu Bijakshara starts with Aim, which is the Saraswati Bijakshara, ends with Lakshmi Bijakshara, which is Sauhu. So beautiful, Mama. What you said is the right thing. So it starts with Saraswati. You have to propitiate to Saraswati. Then Lakshmi comes, which means the Lakshmi that is the right kind of Lakshmi for us. The Lakshmi that we know how to deal with her, how to use the prosperity that comes, and how to retain.
Taittiriya Upanishadla varmo adu.
Aim Klim Sauhu. Illa.
In the concept that first we need to propitiate Saraswati and then Lakshmi to.
Taittiriya Upanishadla, in Medha Suktam, actually you're right. Taittiriya Upanishad, Yash Chandasam Rishabho Vishwarupaha Chandobhyo Dhyamrataat Sambabhuva. That Mangala Shloka comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. You're right. And this also comes in front of Medha Suktam. Yo Medhaya Aspranoto. So Medha, when you invoke Medha Devi. So this but yes, Chanda Samrashabho Vishwarupa, this is Medha Devi, Saraswati. And this appears in Taittiriya Upanishad also. So why is that important? So that understanding is there first. Recognize, you get the understanding, you get the right understanding, what to do with wealth, prosperity. In any form. In the form of wealth, in form of money, in form of objects, property, or even in terms of people. People are also wealth, or progeny, child, or a good job. Anything that is Mangalam is Lakshmi, auspicious. So we'll reach out to the Saraswati first. Right? So here what is happening is Alakshmi. Why we are talking about Alakshmi? Because she has this very quick aptitude to come and stay. So we're constantly remembering and reminding ourselves that there is this possibility and we should not let it happen. Nashyatam tvam vrine. Alakshmir me nashyatam tvam vrine. By your grace, please remove this misfortune, Alakshmi, that is following. So then we move on to the 6th verse. Aditya varne tapasodhi jato vanaspatistava vrikshotha bilvaha. Aditya varne tapasodhi jato vanaspatistava vrikshotha bilvaha. Tasya phalani tapasanu dantu mayantarayascha bhakya alakshmi. Again, Alakshmi is appearing there. So Aditya varne tapasodhi jato vanaspatistava vrikshotha bilvaha. So you're born out of, we spoke about Jata Vedas, born from Agni, born from the Vedas. Lakshmi is born from the Vedas. Lakshmi is also the one who came out of the Kshira Sagara. The Sagara Manthan, Lakshmi comes out of the Sagara Manthan. So she's born out of the Vedas. She's born out of knowledge. She's born out of tapas. Tapasodhi jato. She's born out of the tapas Agni. Tapas Agni. So Jata Vedas, there in that case is Agni. Here tapas is also Agni. Tapas adhijato Aditya Varne. So when she's rising up Sahasra Bhanu. How does that go? Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha Chaturbahu Samandita. Udyat Bhanu Sahasrabha. She is that rising sun, Aditya Varna. She is the rising sun and she is Sahasrabha. She is like 1,000 suns. Bright like 1,000 suns. but not hot. That is the beauty. She is not hot, but she's bright. She's bright and she is light. She provides a light like 1,000 suns. But it's not that, not literally the 1,000 suns and you'll feel the heat and you'll start feeling burning. No, it's not like that. The brightness is so bright that the brightness of the sun seems dim. The external sun, the brightness of this external sun seems to be dull in comparison with the sun, which she is, and rises from within. When does she rise? From the tapas. She rises from her tapas. She has to rise from her tapas. You have to do tapas to bring her out. And tapas is fire. Fire is the color. The sun has the color of whatever the golden or the yellow color is because of fire, because it's burning all the time. Sun is doing tapas all the time. It is doing tapas all the time. Tapasodhi jato vanaspatistava vrukshotha bilvaha. Bilva is a leaf which is very dear to Shiva. Usually on the linga, after Abhishekam and everything, usually there is a bilva leaf. Bilva yalam chulva, yalena chulva, Tamil, bilva yala. Bilva leaf is placed on Shiva. A few things about the bilva leaf is, one is that it represents the Triguna. Like the Shiva's Trishula, the bilva leaf represents the Triguna. Bilva leaf comes in pairs of 3. Not pairs of 3. It comes as a triad. Pairs of 3 is wrong English. It comes as a triad. Like 3 leaves. One will be on the top and 2 side leaves. They'll all be equi-sized. And they'll usually, when you pluck it, it comes like that. It comes as set of 3. So it represents Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, all the 3 gunas put together. And Shiva is Trigunatita. He is the one that is beyond these 3 gunas. The 3 gunas are Prakriti. It is in Prakriti, in Shakti. From Purusha, from Shiva, from Sadashiva comes Prakriti. Prakriti exists independently. From Prakriti comes the 3 gunas. This is the Sankhya philosophy. The 3 gunas arise from the Prakriti. And when you're offering that Prakriti back to Shiva, you're showing that you're going back, you're absorbing yourself back into the Sadashiva, into Nirvana, into that Satchidananda. You're going back. You're taking that Prakriti, that 3 gunas, and you're offering it to Shiva. And who's that Prakriti? Devi. So she's sitting under the tree, which is a bilva tree. Vrikshotha bilvaha. And she will guide us to him. See, it's a very beautiful symbolism here. Only when there is activity will you be able to appreciate silence. Only when there is movement will we be able to appreciate stillness. Only when there is Shakti, we will be able to recognize Shiva. For us to understand stillness, for us to understand silence, we first get introduced to noise, we get introduced to movement, we get introduced to sound. The interlude between 2 sounds is silence. Which is why even in our chants, it is always said, finish chanting, sit silently for a few moments. Because the power of the chant is in the silence that succeeds it. Very important. The power of the chant is in the sound that it reverberates. But for Atma Jnanam. If our goal is to understand the self, then the focus should not be so much on the sound, the focus should be on the silence. And slowly, when the focus starts going to the silence, then even during the chant, we will experience that silence. Because the silence is not only there when there is no noise, that is there underneath the sound also. That is the basis. So in the same way, to recognize Shiva in colloquial terms, even to know the father, the mother has to tell that this is the father. The mother has to point out to say this is the father, this is the brother, whoever, everybody else. So you need Shakti to point out the Shiva. So she is representation of this Bilva, and you, through that, you go to the Shiva, which means through Shakti, you go towards the Purna, Shunya, whatever we name it. That absorbed consciousness from movement, from activity, we move into silence, we move into cessation of action, cessation of movement. So Aditya Varna, and how does this occur? This occurs only through tapas. When you do tapas, tapasodhi jato, then this Lakshmi will take us in that direction, will take us to that silence. She will show us, she is movement. See, understand this. This is very important to understand. Lalita Tripura Sundari, as much as she is the one who is the Devi or Rajarajeshwari to take you out of misery, she is the one who's keeping you in misery. This is very important to understand. That's why she's called Lalita, the playful one. She likes to play this game. See, like we take a child, we go to a park, or you go to these in the malls to keep the children distracted so that the mothers and fathers can go and do shopping. There are these small play areas. So the children will go jump around, there'll be balloons, there'll be balls and all sorts of things, right? They'll play, they'll try to take a toy, and there'll be some games and all that. It'll cry, it'll get something, it'll not get something, it'll make a friend there, it'll fight with somebody, it will do all of that. Now, the mall time is done, the parents come back. What it will say? What will the parents say? Enough, let's go home. Will they give a lot of importance to the play that is going on by the child there? Nothing. You're just distracted. You're doing something to keep yourself engaged. You do. And now it's time to go home. So who puts the child there? The mother. Who's telling the child now come home? The mother. So Lalita Tripura Sundari is the one who keeps us here, keeps us locked here. And so to get out, it's like saying Ganapati is the one who creating the obstacle, who is the one who's also Vigna Karta. He's the one you go for Vigna Harta, to remove obstacles. In the same way, she keeps us trapped in samsara. She is the one who will also release us. So we do tapas. Tapasodhi jato vanaspatistava vrikshotha bilvaha. So you use her and you tell her, oh mother, I want to attain to this truth, to this understanding. I want to dissolve myself in this process. Tasya phalani. Now, what is the fruits of this? Tasya phalani tapasanudantu. This tapas will drive away maya antarayascha bahya alakshmi. Antar maya, bahir maya. It will drive away both the maya that is inside and outside. The delusion that is within me and the delusion of the world that is outside. Maya antarascha. Bahyascha. Bahya. Alakshmihi. So there is Alakshmi waiting on the outside world in form of my transactions, my people, my property, my possessions. Alakshmi is waiting in all of those transactions. Alakshmi is there inside. My own emotions. I think about some insult that happened to me 15 years ago, and now I'm suddenly disturbed. Like the other day, Kavita she said she had lost something. I said, when did you see it last? She said, maybe I don't even remember when. And I said, why did you think about it now? I said, she's saying, no, I don't know. Suddenly I thought of it. So then she was like searching, and she's getting worked up. I said, calm down. Till the thought came, where is this thing? You were fine. You didn't even know whether that thing existed or it was lost. You don't know if it was lost now or 1 year ago, 2 years ago. You don't even know. But the moment the thought comes, where is it? And you start searching and kadakila, I'm not getting it. I said, don't think suddenly you have lost it now. You may have lost it long ago. So in that way, we can create this within ourselves, right? We are very potent. We can create all of this within ourselves. So Maya antarascha bahyascha alakshmihi. So remove all that, O Lakshmi. Upaitumam deva sakah kirtischa manina saha pradurbhutosmi rashtresmin kirtimriddhin dadatu me. Upaitumam, come near me. Deva sakah kirtischa manina saha. O companion of the gods. Deva sakha. Deva sakha. And so when you come, which means when she comes, she brings along all the gods. She's the companion of gods means what? When she comes along, who all come? Everybody comes. It's like when you're going and inviting the king, the whole kingdom will come. Suppose you're inviting the prime minister to your house. You think that only that one guy will come? No, there's a whole retinue that will come. Or 5 black guards, black cats were there's whole 4 cars. The road, the Jailalita, when Jailalita was there, the roads in Chennai used to suffer road traffic. All she would be doing is just going to the parliament from this thing, the parliament from her house. She'd just be going to the
assembly.
She'd just be going to the assembly from her house. That's all. Okay, so much of bandobast. So in that way, upaitumam deva sakah kirti cha manina saha. So you come along. When you come along, you are going to come along with the gods. Who are these gods? All the natural forces. Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Indra, Prajapati. Think of any god. Chandra, Surya, Nakshatra. All
Alakshmi.
of
Alakshmi.
Alakshmi also. So you'll come with all of this, and you will come with the ones that are glorified. So you'll come with the glory of their glories and maninasaha, money, wealth. Come with all this. When you come with all this, and then pradurbhutosmi rashtresmin kirti mriddhin dadatu me. This is very beautiful. Now we are saying pradurbhutosmi, may I be reborn in this rashtra. So upaitumam, you come near me, and you are going to come with all of this paraphernalia. But can I be in the same place to receive all of this? I have to move to a different place within me. I can't be. See, if I have a house that can take only 10 people and I'm calling 100 people, I have to fix something. I have to do something about it. I have to go to a neighboring community hall, which can take 100 people. Or I have to ask somebody else, can your villa accommodate 100 people? I'm bringing friends. So which means what are you doing? You are locating the place where you have to receive them. So this is on the outside. On the outside, if you have to relocate, because somebody is coming with so much of glory and so much of pomp, now this is indication of relocating inside. Relocating inside means what? Relocating inside means you're moving from the current state of affairs that you're in. The current state I am in, my body, my mind, I am this, my identifications, my constraints, my conditionings. I am in all of this. I am in these shackles. I have to relocate myself into a place of auspiciousness, into a place of discipline, into a place of understanding, into a place of joy. Then I'll be able to receive her. If I am feeling wretched all the time, see, this is also a problem. A lot of people think if I'm wretched and I call, Devi has to come and fix it. Problem is, if you are feeling wretched all the time, how will she come there? She's not invited. You're not able to invite her in that space. So he's saying, may I be reborn in a new space. Pradur bhutosmi rashtre asmin. In that rashtra, may I be reborn. Which rashtra, which nation, which place? Where I can invite you. Chintamani grihe. May I be in a place within me so that I can receive you. Kirti mriddhin dadatu me. Give me that ability to be with that level of glory and pomp within me. Which means when I'm inviting somebody of such great caliber, I have to do something about my space, correct? Which means, suppose I'm calling some Mahan I'm calling home. I have to put Toranam, I have to put flowers, I have to keep the place clean, I have to put a carpet, I have to create seating, I have to do all of this. So that this person who's been invited, I show them that you matter to me. Which is why whenever we call guests, we make sure we take the effort that they feel that they're special. I invite guests and I say, I'll go sitting in my shorts and banyan and it's okay. I'll be in my phone call with my laptop. Bango ningle edo pesittu kitchen la you take what you want to eat and go. I can do all this in my house. Why do I have to come to your house? So you have to make them feel special. You have to have that kirti within you. Kirti and riddhi. Glory and the fame you have to develop within, which means you have to, even people, those who are not well to do, if a guest is coming, an important guest is coming, they'll suddenly make up everything, the place, they'll build a space so beautifully so that the guests who are coming will feel special. So within, see, these are all very subtle things that are mentioned here. You start feeling good, then Lakshmi will come. It is not that Lakshmi or no, it's not like, see, this is the problem we do. Let the Guru grace me. Let the Guru make me better. No, you start feeling better. Knowledge is being given. You start feeling better within yourself. You start telling yourself that, yes, I have this beautiful space within me, this Dahara Akasha. This Akasha that I have, space within me, is available for auspiciousness to come and settle down. I don't think low about myself. I am not feeling wretched about myself. I am not feeling daridra about myself. I am feeling rich about myself. See, these are feelings we can build, right? Don't need anything on the outside. Remember, we spoke about ahaituki, the joy that comes without a reason. You look at a child, a poor man's child or a rich man's child or an Ambani's child or whoever, they will feel joy not because this person is an Ambani and this guy is on the streets. They just feel joyful. Can I develop that joy within? Just tell myself, yes, I want to be joyful. We do that more and more, then Lakshmi will come. Lakshmi will come. She will keep coming. She'll come not just herself. Deva Saka, she'll bring all the Devatas along with her. And the Kirti will come along with all the fame and glory, auspiciousness, Mangalam, all of that will come with it. Upaitumam Devasakah Kirtischa Manina Saha Pradurbhutosmi, may I be reborn in that realm, in that place within me. Pradurbhutosmi Rashtresmin Kirtim Riddhim Dadatu me, give me that. Give me that understanding, knowledge to be able to build this beautiful Chintamani Graha within me. Kshutpipasamalam jeshtham alakshmim nashayamyaham abhutim asamriddhincha sarvam nirunudame grahat. Kshutpipasa. Kshut is hunger, pipasa is thirst. Okay. Forgive the spelling mistake here, it's thirst. So hunger and thirst, and malam is impurity. Kshut pipasa malam jeshtham alakshmim nashayamyaham. These are symbols, or these are indications of Alakshmi. Kshut, hunger, thirst, pipasa, impurity, malam. All of these are signs of Alakshmi. Jeshtham Alakshmi. What is hunger? Constant desire, constant want for something. Hunger. How much ever we eat, we are not fulfilled. Thirst, similarly, thirst for constant attention. How much ever we are offered love, we are not able to receive. You will see this. Several people are so pavam in that sense that you offer them a lot of love, they don't know to receive it. Focus is on their situation, on their whatever wretched feeling that they have within themselves. So kshut pipasa malam, impurity. Right, kalpaka, greed. So greed is a sort of hunger or a thirst. Never able to quench it. You're not able to you don't feel full at any point in time. So these are things we have to observe within. You have to observe, am I constantly, wanting to fill myself with something? As I've said, either empty yourself fully or fill yourself with everything. Don't be in between. This is samsara. Samsara is we don't want to fill ourselves fully. I can't eat for 2 meals. And I can't stay hungry I can't starve myself for 1 meal. There is a Tamil song that she sings. So this stomach is like that. So I'm saying our hearts are like that. Our minds are like that. We are not never feel full and fulfilled. So we should learn to receive. When we receive love, think of grace. When you have difficulty, think of this difficulty is come. Yes, I have to figure out what to do. But the moment a small silver lining appears, immediately look at that. Don't miss noticing that silver lining. That is grace. Among this problem, like for example, there's a recent incident that happened. There's a problem that occurred. The thought of investigating that is grace. If you don't investigate it at the right time, it would have blown up much later. So the thought that I should look at this, maybe this is a problem, and then it surfaced as a problem, but then a solution came later. But if I focus on your problem, then I will feel I'm going to drain myself. But if I see Hey, good, I recognize this problem now. That is grace. You should always search for that silver lining. How grace is operating all the time. Whether you have a problem or not, you have an obstacle or not, have a difficulty or not, grace is constantly operating. Our problem is focus is on the problem, not on the grace. See, if a problem occurs, can you think that good it happened in this form, good it happened now, good it happened, luckily it didn't happen in that form. See, we never think, when problem occurs, we never think that it could have been worse. When a problem occurs, we never think that it could have been worse, it is only this much. And when joy comes, we always think it could have been better. You should just reverse it. You should always think, whenever there is some difficulty comes, you should think, appa nalla vela it didn't happen in this situation, right? So this is what he's saying here. Trut pipasam alam jeshtham alakshmim nashayamiham. Destroy this alakshmi. Abhutim asamriddhincha sarvam nirnudame grihat. Drive all of this away from my house, from me, from within me, from the place where I live in. The next one will talk about that's further down. It will talk about how you remove, we are seeking to remove all of this ill fortune and mishaps from the family, kule, from your family, etc. So here you're saying, remove it from me, from my house, from the place where I dwell. Remove all of this alakshmi. Gandhadwaram duradharsham nityapushtam karishinim Ishwari gum sarva bhutanam tamihopahvaye shriyam. Gandhadwaram duradharsham. She is the source of all fragrances. You can look at this in a little detail later, maybe. It's about Gandha is the grossest of our tanmatras. Shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandha. Shabda is the subtlest. Gandha is the grossest in terms of one second. Gandha is the grossest in terms of a tanmatra, in terms
manifestation, is it?
In terms of manifestation, in terms of property, like how Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi. Prithvi is mapped to Gandha. The property of Prithvi is Gandha. All the other tanmatras are in Prithvi. All the other bhutas are in Prithvi. It is the grossest form. In the same way, all the tanmatras are in Gandha. Which is why Gandha, actually the memory of smell remains much longer with us than most other memories. This is also scientifically they figured out, when you go to a certain place, you smell something, then some memory gets triggered. So, and even animals, you see, smell is, animals go with the sense of smell. Most of the animals that are earthbound animals, they go with the sense of smell because it's a very animal instinct. It's one of the basal instincts within us, smell. So Gandha, Gandhadwaram, she is the source of all that is Gandha, which means she is the source. Sorry.
The Bhumi is Gandha. Even when the rain falls,
Smell.
The earth smells.
Earth smell. Correct. Correct. The rain, the earth smell that comes. So Gandha is all the Pancha Mahabhutas in that way. Even if you look at the way the Panchikarana happens to create the Pancha Mahabhutas. The process, 1/8 of each is present in the other 4. So if you look at Gandha, it is the grossest, which means she is in the grossest of things. She is the most difficult to approach, which means it is the access to her subtler forms is difficult, because what she makes available to us is only the gross form, the world, the manifestation. This is what she makes available to us. To access her subtle forms that we have described earlier, that Lakshmi, she makes it is difficult. It is not very easy. Duradharsham. Nityapushtam Karishinim. But whenever she comes, she leaves a residue. Whenever Lakshmi visits, which means whenever there is a sense of auspiciousness, you sense it, there is a joy that wells up within us, it leaves a residue. Karisha also means cow dung. So it's like the cow leaving its dung and going where it goes, right? It keeps moving and it leaves its dung as a residue. So in the same way, she comes, when she visits, she leaves some of her fragrance back. She allows some of her fragrance to be there, so that we would want her to stay. You want her to stay. Ishwarim sarvabhutanam tam iha upahvaye shriyam. So this whole, this beautiful or this glorious Ishwari, who is the supreme governor, ruler, who is ruling over all living beings, I invoke her here. Tam iha upahvaye shriyam, so that she offers this shrihi, conscious, this supreme consciousness, supreme bliss and auspiciousness. Gandhadwaram duradharsham nityapushtam karishiniim nityapushtam. She'll fill you with abundance when she comes. Like we spoke the other day, we said what? Padminim padmamalinim. What did we see here? She is the color of the lotus, and she fills the lotus. She carries the color of that lotus. Akaram tarpayantim stitam padme varna padma varnam. Padme sthitam padma varnam. She is sitting in the lotus and she is the color of that lotus. So in that way, she is nityapushtam karishinim, ishwarim sarvabhutanam tam ihapo tam hiho pahvaye shriyam. Tamiho pahvaye shriyam. Manasah kamamakutim vachas satyamashi Pashunam rupamannasya mai shrihi shrayatam yashah. Manasah kamamakutim. This is my desire, intense heart desire. And how do this is my heart desire. How do you express your desire? Through your speech, through vachaha, through vak. You express it through vak. Satyamashi mahi. I'm trying to reach Ashihi. I'm trying to reach her. Satyam. I'm trying to reach that through my speech, which means by chanting this, I am trying to attain to that which my heart is desiring. Manasah kamamakutim vachas satyamashi mahi pashunam rupam annasya mai shrihi shrayatam yashah. Pashunam, she gives me prosperity. Rupam annam, she gives me form, which means a beautiful form. She gives me food nourishing my physical and my emotional, my spiritual, my energy, everything. Mai, in me. Shrihi, auspiciousness is dwelling with me. Shrayatam, she is also the refuge. Ashraya. Shraya means refuge. Ashraya. We use this word, right? Ashraya, ashrama. Means she is the refuge. Shrayatam yashah. She is this glorious refuge that I go to. And what do I receive when which means I go to her in refuge. See, earlier I did tapas. Tapasodhijato vanaspatistava vrikshotha bilvaha. I do tapas for her. Then now I am going in submission to her. Shrayatam. I am going in refuge. Prapatti. Sharanagati. I do Sharanagati to her so that I receive prosperity. Rupam Annam, all of this I receive. Prosperity, all forms of prosperity, food, nourishment in all kinds. And Rupam. Why is Rupam important? Rupam is a lot of times, if you look at the name, word, meaning of the word Sudarshan, it will say good vision or good to look at, right? Sudarshan. The darshan of person is good. But the other meaning can also be the one who has good vision. One whose darshana is beautiful. So one who is able to see things beautifully. So in that form, in that way, Rupam, when you say Rupam, my Rupam has to be beautiful or is beautiful is one way of looking at it. But when I'm asking for Rupam, I'm asking for all the Rupam that I see, I want it to feel, I want it to be beautiful. The experience of all that I see should be a beautiful experience. Right? So changing our way of seeing is important. Never ask through all of this. Remember, we are constantly doing spiritual Shravanam, Mananam, Didhyasanam. We are not trying to understand the surface meaning of these shlokas, the word meaning of these shlokas, so that we can go ask this, that, and the other. No. Then we are mistaken. Here we are constantly looking at how these shlokas that we chant on a regular basis, that we are familiar with, how does this remind us constantly to turn inwards? When I'm saying Rupam, I'm asking her not to give me a beautiful form. I'm saying, may the Rupa, my Drishya, my Darshana become beautiful. When I see
Bhadram
Karnebi Shunayama Devaha, Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhir Yajatraha. Aksha, let my eyes behold everything as beautiful. See, when you see masters, you will see that there is a karuna in their eyes. Now they are looking at the same world that we are looking. How come we don't have that karuna? Are they seeing anything different outside? It's like not like Siddhartha, who was only shown, Gautama Buddha, who was Siddhartha earlier. It's not that he's only shown a certain world and then later he realizes, no. All the masters that we know of, they see the exact same world. They walk and live in this exact same world. But when they see it with compassion. They see it with love. They see it with karuna. They see it with daya. They see it with joy, ananda, ahlada. How? Yeah, what has changed? The ability to see it has changed. So may you nourish me, Rupam Annasya. May you nourish my vision of the world, my vision of everything around me. May it be glorified and made auspicious by you. Manasah kama makutim vachas satyamashīmahi Pashunam Rupam Annasya Mayi Shri Shayatam Yashah. I prostrate and I offer my salutations and worship to you, O Mother. Yeah. So we saw 6 to 10. We'll just chant that once and we'll close today. Adityavarne tapasodhijato vanaspatistava vrukshotha bilvaha tasya phalani tapasanudantu mayantarayascha bahya alakshmihi upaitumam devasakah kirtischa manina saha pradurbhutosmi rashtresmin kirtimriddhin dadatu me क्षुत्पिपासामलां ज्येष्ठां अलक्ष्मीं नाशयाम्यहम् अभूतिम् असमृद्धिं च सर्वां निर्णुद मे गृहात् गन्धद्वारां दुराधर्षां नित्यपुष्टां करीषिणीं ईश्वरीगुं सर्वभूतानां तामिहोपह्वये श्रियं मनसः काममाकूतिं वाचः सत्यमशीमहि पशूनां रूपमन्नस्य मयि श्रीश्रयतां यशः ओम कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि Sadashivaye iti samarpayami, Jagadambikaye iti samarpayami, Sadgurunathaye iti samarpayami. Hari Om Tat Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. See, it's a little tricky. Some words we just have to make sure we know the sandhi there, because it can go wrong. Like for example, Jeshtham Alakshmim Nashayamyaham. Never say Jeshtama and then say Lakshmim Nashayamyaham. Okay, you're asking for the wrong thing. Similarly, Abhutim Asamriddhim. Don't say Abhutim Samriddhincha Nirnuda. Nirnuda is drive away. Megruhat. So let's be careful what we ask, because we may get it. Okay. Hari Om.
Hari Om.